Good day and welcome back to another Dbz Dokkan video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the performance of the INT Goku Black in the Syn Shenron event. Now for those of you who don't know, INT Goku Black recently got his Extreme Z Awakening and he's pretty good. Future Saga lead of 150%, greatly raises defense on his 12 key with a medium chance of stunning the enemy, greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn on his 18 key. He has key plus 3 attack and defense of 160% plus an additional attack and defense of 8% per key or each time key rises by 1 up to 160%. So at 20 key he will essentially be maxed out. Key plus 3 when key is 18 or more, launches an additional super attack when key is 22 or more, and key plus 6 and a high chance of performing a critical hit for the rest of the battle after delivering the final blow. He will recover 6% HP when HP is 66% or above, and recovers 6% HP at the end of turn in which an attack was received. Pretty good stuff. On his teams, Time Travelers, Worldwide Chaos, Realm of the Gods, he has plenty of good pairing partners. AGL Zamasu, Tech Merge Zamasu, INT Rose, all of them are pretty solid. Obviously, a big thing with this guy, and a big thing, I guess, with any unit like this now, from this time onwards, is that there's quite a few events that have very strong AoEs. The Syn Shenron event that we're doing right now, the Merge Zamasu Red Zone, and of course there is the upcoming Omega Shenron event as well. So you end up in a situation where a lot of people are evaluating units and how they can tank before Super. And Goku Black is not one of those units that does particularly well. He does not do that great a job when it comes to tanking before Super. I think that's obvious. I think it's just something you should expect at this point. I don't really see it being that big a hindrance to the unit. You can just use items. I know people hate that term. I know everyone says units should be great without items. Realistically speaking, Goku Black's kit and design was never going to make him good against AoEs. It is essentially impossible for him to be good. He will not die to AoEs, except for maybe the Syn Shenron AoE. But outside of that, yeah, he's not gonna magically tank everything in the game. And he's not gonna definitely magically tank things before Super, considering his whole kit comprises gaining key. So it did feel a bit weird that people were expecting that from him. Me personally, I think he does a great job. After Super, he tanks the whole Syn Shenron event with no item. He tanks the AGL phase, the INT phase, the physical phase, no problems with no items. All after Super, of course. Super attacks, he will take damage. He will, unless you have a rainbow INT Goku Black and you get a triple super, you are going to be pretty much susceptible to a super attack at any given point. You won't die to the AGL and the INT phases. However, the physical phase, again, he's got type advantage. It's very limited to what Goku Black can do. When a unit that has type advantage is throwing out a 1.9 million super attack, that immediately changes it to like a 2.8 mil super attack. And then what are you supposed to do? What are you supposed to do against 2.8 mil super attack? Even if Goku Black gets 2 million defense, he's still taking 800k. Like, that's just how crazy it is. So yeah, I think for me overall he does a great job. With items, you can definitely conquer this event with him. You can also not use items and just rely on him not getting super attacked, which is also fine. I personally feel a lot of people are going dodge builds to kind of alleviate the effects of AoE. Okay, it's not a problem either. Realistically, I don't think, for me, I like my units to excel where they excel. And yeah, I don't really feel the need to give all my units AoE because I want to no item run with all my units. Goku Black's not a unit I'm going to be no item running with. Well, certain stages for sure, but not ones that have the AoEs. So when I use them in those stages, I'm just going to use an item. and then it'll make my life a lot easier. So there is, at least for me, I don't know, I have that consideration when it comes to him. Some people are different. Some people like their units to excel in every single situation, even if that situation requires him to take on a stage 100 times. They like it, so that's fine. Every build is viable. I discussed this recently in a video about dodge, but every build is viable. Whatever you're comfortable with and whatever makes your playstyle comfortable, at the end of the day, is the correct playstyle for you. Now, overall, Goku Black is really, really solid. I think overall he's an incredibly good unit, and I think there's a really good foundation there for him. I think when you look at him as a unit, I think there's a lot of merit to him. And one thing I will say, which is really, really good, is his rage mode. So his rage mode will allow you to remove the AoE effects of Syn Shenron. So for the turn that you have the rage mode, you will remove the AoE effects. Well, after the turn after the rage mode, Syn Shenron will lose his AoE effects, because you're still on the same turn count for the game mode, but you have taken his AoE attacks, so it won't generate any more AoE attacks, which is pretty interesting, I will say. And so in a way, he does actually give you some protection against those AoEs, which I do find pretty interesting, just as a concept. Like, it's pretty interesting how he provides you with some protection against all those AoEs. So yeah, honestly, outside of that, like I say, a pretty cool unit. Rage mode can do some good damage, not great damage. The rage modes, giant forms, they're not necessarily there to do like insane damage, but he does decent damage. You could use it potentially to finish off Syn Shenron, or you can use it like I am to avoid the AoE attacks, which I think for me is probably my most appropriate usage of him as a unit. But yeah, I think overall he does a really good job, and I think, yeah, I'm really happy with his performance. I think as a unit he's really solid, a lot of fun to use, big chunky attack stats, and if you get right with the crits and avoiding some super attacks from certain bosses, then all he's going to do is just melt your opponent, which is really cool. I think at the end of the day, it's really awesome to have a unit like that, and to just basically be able to kind of say, okay, what am I bringing this unit for? Big damage. Big damage. And I think that's fine. So yeah, that's basically going to be it for me. Honestly speaking, there's not really too much else to say. I think he has showcased that he does a pretty good job. I think you can get a bit too iffy about exactly how to do something, but I think overall he does a great job as a unit, and I'm personally very happy with his overall performance. So yeah, but let me know what you guys think. If you've used Goku Black, if you have not used Goku Black, and just basically give me a shout. Obviously, we did a review on him. I have mine with a dupe. Maybe you have yours at 55%. Maybe you have yours at Rainbow. It's going to be very interesting to see. So I would love to see what you guys have to say. But as you can see, I think he does a pretty good job. Some really solid damage. Some really, really good, kind of like defensive capabilities. It's a triple super, by the way. So very, very good. So yeah. Anytime an unit can take single digits from one of the strongest physical units in the game, I consider that a success. At least from my side, I consider that a fantastic success. And I think overall, I gotta say, I don't have any issues with this guy. I think he's awesome. So yeah, but that's basically gonna be it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, and that's it. Bye.